Yeah.
What's up, guys? Godzilla xh.o here. You guys might be thinking why I'm, well, kind of upset. Well, I'll tell you why. You know what month it is? It's Black History Month, right? So, there's just some things I don't really get. That why black people the most hated? Like, why are they the most hated? What did they do ever to deserve that? Like, what did they deserve to get so hated? Like, what did they do? Nothing ever makes sense. Like, do you know how much stuff we've been through? We've been beaten, hung, forced to work without any money, raped, murdered. Yeah, dude, you're right. Guys, this racism has to stop. Like, it makes no sense why you should hate a person just because how they look, or just because how they talk, or just because how they smell. I'm just using some, or anything. Like, come on, guys. Like, get mature. Like, grow up. Because this has to stop. Yeah. Like, after all these videos that we're about to show y'all, like, this might be a little disturbing, but it's about the N-word. Hope y'all enjoy.
It was the most disgusting, despicable thing I've seen in my life. I mean, to have the fortitude to call somebody that and then do it on camera, because you know you're being recorded.
She knocked my phone out my hand.
They formed the wall to protect her. That did hurt.
Y'all gonna let this happen? What type of people are y'all? You don't know me, man.
We don't lie. You're acting like a nigger.
The moment where what everybody saw that immediately disgusted them was when she spit.
What did you call my wife? Give me your name, too. Give me your name.
Honestly, at that point, kind of just went blank.
If I were white, there would be no way possible that I would sit in company, any company, in my family, and have somebody called a nigger.
It doesn't seem like everyone sees eye to eye with Maya Angelou. In 2016, we've seen the N-word hurled at political rallies.
Our president has divided this country. So
Within police departments,
Text messages recovered by detectives investigating a former San Francisco police officer show slurs against African Americans.
and even on a pageant queen's Twitter profile.
I was just kind of embarrassed, ashamed, and just amazed that I actually at one point in my life thought it was okay to use that word, because it's never okay.
Jessica Sanders also seemed to think it was okay. She used a slur at least 12 times to Ernest Krim and his wife Cassie, high school teachers and parents of 2 daughters. The couple encountered Sanders at Chicago's Margarita Festival on July 30th.
I did not do anything. My wife did not do anything. That lady immediately walked over and began to yell at us in all types of foul language.
Krim says he and Cassie wanted to play a game of beanbag toss. Cassie picked up beanbags they thought Jessica Sanders was done using, and that's what caused Sanders to approach them. An encounter with 1 million views that captured what Krim says is the most blatant racism he's ever experienced.
It's not like you were beat down. It's not like you lost a family member. It's a type of emotional distress that we've never really felt before.
How does it feel when a white person calls you the N-word? Does it feel different?
Yeah, I mean, because the N-word is a cultural thing, Cody. You know, so if I was to say it to a friend I grew up with, of course, and you say it extremely different. It's almost like a camaraderie. It's almost like, yo, they tried to put this on us as a negative thing, but we're gonna flip it around, like, because we brothers and this is how we roll. So when a white person says it, and of course it's different in each situation, you know, but you feel as if somebody knows a secret about your past and they're trying to humiliate you.
How does it feel that in the video, she's standing next to two black people who know the power of that word, and they defended her?
Now, I wasn't even going to go after her, but they formed the wall to protect her. That did hurt, and to actually see the man in that video, he didn't even look me in the eye. Like, I say it repeatedly, you're just going to let her say that. He couldn't look me in the eye as a man.
We were able to get a hold of Sanders' friend from the video, Evie McDowell, who has since ended her 13-year relationship with Sanders.
She was like my best friend, so I don't know. And it's really hurtful. Like, that she, like, just did it, and, I mean, she doesn't have to apologize if she doesn't want to.
So if you saw Ernest today, what would you say to him?
I'm sorry you got that far, and I'm sorry that you felt like it didn't matter. Because you do matter. Like, everyone matters. And, like, just, like, watching the video, like, I could tell how upset he was. And I just want to tell him and his wife that I'm sorry. I didn't step in, but I didn't know what to do then.
We kind of see you trying to diffuse a situation the best way you knew how. Would you change how you try to diffuse that situation?
I would. I would change it because, I guess doing nothing is just as bad as altercation.
We have the support of millions of people as we seek justice in this situation.
Krim's taken his story to social media and said the positive support, that being irrefutably offensive. Does this experience change your view of people?
What she did to me is not going to make me hate white people. It's just going to make me be that much more committed to equality and justice for my people and all people who deal with similar issues. The problem isn't the word, it's the system that protects white supremacists and racists and allows them to continue to do this without being punished at all.
Jessica Sanders was briefly detained and then removed from the festival. Krim doesn't think that's enough. If she sincerely apologized, would you reconsider?
No.
What do you think she deserves?
I believe she deserves the maximum sentence for felony hate crime.
In the state of Illinois, a felony hate crime could result in 1 to 7 years in prison and or a fine up to $25,000, depending on the severity and location of the crime. But according to Chicago police, they're still investigating and no charges have been made. What do you recommend people do who hear the N-word used as a derogatory racial slur?
Intervene in the same way you would hopefully intervene if you saw somebody being bullied on the street. Intervene in the same way you would intervene if you saw a lady being assaulted. Intervene the same way you would hope that someone would help your kid if they were in distress. We need more people that are going to be accountable on all ends. We're talking black, white, Latino, Asian, but until everybody else, especially whites, come together and say, yo, this isn't right, then this country isn't going to progress.
We submitted multiple requests to sit down and talk to Sanders, but she agreed to only answer questions via email. She told us she is not a racist and that the N-word can be applied to any person of any race. Sanders said one of the biggest misconceptions is that the Krims are innocent and that he called her a cracker after the video cuts out. We asked Ernest about that, and he admitted to calling her that minutes after he stopped recording her racist rant. He said his use of the word wasn't meant to be derogatory, but as a reference to the word's origin, which stems from slave owners cracking the whip on a slave's back. Sanders had no message for Ernest Krim, but said if she could do it over again, she would have let the Krims use the beanbag and walked away. For Newsy, I'm Cody LeGros.
Yeah. So, See, racism is such a bad thing, and saying that to someone and picking on someone just because of his skin color is one of the most stupidest things on this earth. And if any of y'all are racist watching this, then y'all need to stop. Stop all this. So, let's stop all this hate. Stop all this war. Stop all this slavery. Because what I say to racism, this is what I say. Because y'all know, colors are people too. 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 So anyway guys, if you agree with us and if you enjoyed that video, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Peace! Okay, are we done? Oh, good. Oh, good. Now time to go get some chips. Wait, is the camera still on?